are good to go if you are. I said they're good to go if you are. All right, ClickCon 2025. Welcome to this Q&A on Demon Slayer. Let me first introduce our first guest. He is the voice of the dynamic Gaza. Please welcome Lucien. Next, he is the voice of the abrasive Sanimi. Please welcome Kaiji Tang! And next, he is the voice of the stoic Ayu. Please welcome Yong Bosch!
That's an impressive entrance. There's a mysterious stain on this table, you guys. It's a very interesting color.
Touch it.
I'm getting, okay. Ooh, it's grainy.
It's coffee. It's Sunday. It's coffee. It's cold.
Dang, it's cold in this room.
It's a little chilly, right? Ooh. How you guys doing?
We're good. How you boys been? Day 3 for just about all of us. So how's the weekend been for you?
I'm still alive. So
Okay, that's
nice.
good. Yeah, all right. We appreciate that. We don't want to,
There's some interesting weather outside.
We don't want to be known as the convention where, that voice actor died. Don't do that show, man. That's bad karma there, man. That's where Tang died. Was that where it was? I thought it was Atlanta.
It involved the stain on the table. Is crazy.
Yeah, he touched it 2 days later. So guys, we've talked about this. Haven't had all 3 of you here to talk about this specific project, so this will be fun.
Yep.
So let's just do the element getaway. How did you fall into these roles on this fantastic show?
Sure, I auditioned.
That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, I think for Demon Slayer, it's been so long. This was like prior to COVID, so like everything before that has been a blur memory-wise. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they sent out all these auditions for all these Hashira. I read for like 6 of them, 6 characters for Demon Slayer, and they threw me the angriest one. So.
Wait, you did? I was just sent 1.
You were sent 1?
I was sent to Giyu.
Crazy.
They knew. Yeah,
they locked in.
They're like, this is your only chance.
I also auditioned. I may have also had a little bit of a leg up because my character Hawkins, his debut was in the Mugen Train movie, which I also adapted the English script for.
Nice.
So I had a little bit of a glimpse into his, what he was about, and so I had a very clear picture. And that, in fact, in a little bit of a cheeky move, I think, often they send us for anime auditions, they'll send us a script, but sometimes it's like the literal translations or the subtitles. So I was looking through it and I thought, I'm gonna use my words.
Write your own audition script?
Yeah, well, the stuff that because I had been adapting his dialogue at that point, so I was like, I'm gonna use the stuff I've already written, because I think that's gonna sound really good.
Here are my words, both ways.
It's a bold move, but obviously paid off.
Didn't hurt.
And this is something that is a really unique challenge in adapting it, is like when you hit those moments of where it directly translates, there's no cultural equivalent, or you've got to switch something to it in English and stuff like that. I just recently I got to sit down with the Spanish language cast of My Hero Academia and how they had to adjust that too. And they said, it's not so bad, but they also do South Park, and they're like, yeah, that's full of American pop culture references that we have to find one for all of south of the equator. Like, one joke will work, in Peru, but it won't work in Venezuela. So I was like, wow, that's tricky. But yeah, kudos to you for anybody else who's ever had to do a script adaptation.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's not. It's a really unheralded job.
So, Lucien, you're also part of the reason why my wife won't watch any more Demon Slayer, because her first introduction with it was Mugen Train. So that was a tough one for her. Yeah, exactly what you
really
think
light
happened.
and fluffy.
Right, yeah, very light, wholesome experience to start out the Demon Slayer experience.
Lots of jokes, especially in the end, boy.
Yeah.
So for each of you, what's the most challenging thing about your characters, and what's the best thing about your characters?
Challenging thing, best.
For me, the most challenging thing was when he had to do that scream that lasted for like 7 seconds straight or whatever, which I think there's a little help from the audio engineer in the moments, because yeah, I think that was, when I realized, oh yeah, this COVID stuff and the breath support, it's a little, it's not quite there.
Did you have COVID right before you have to scream for 7 seconds?
No, but I think it was like I hadn't been in studios doing that kind of like intensive screaming work, so like I was a little bit out of practice, so needed a little help from Kenneth to make it sound seamless. But
make it sound great. I don't know, for Sodomy, I feel like the toughest part about him is you look at him on the surface and he's just like this angry, shouty, growly dude, right? But there's a lot of stuff under there. Him and his brother, like it's like one of the most tragic things you can really experience in the show, right? Like I know he's like mean to his brother, but it comes from this like giant pit of love, and like he's so desperate to keep him out of the Demon Slayer Corps because he's the only family he has left, and that's where like a lot of that meanness comes from. And I know there was that scene even where like Genya approaches him and he's like, yeah, I've been eating demons, bro. And he's like, what? Like, right? So, and he tries to blind him afterwards. And if you look at it just on the surface, it's like, wow, that was a terrible thing for a brother to do to a brother. But like, but he's at this point of no return. He's like, well, I have to do something to keep him out of there. So yeah, the toughness for Sodomy is balancing that, the fact that he's been through so much and he's like so hurt and angry with the real love he still has for his brother. Probably the toughest thing.
Man, I really, Gyu's awesome. There's a lot of like there's just stuff underneath, he doesn't say what he's feeling necessarily, he goes, well, he does in his mind,
And sometimes he doesn't say anything at all.
Sometimes he doesn't say anything at all, yeah. And there are times, I guess, when he does. He says certain things, but a lot of it's like between the lines, which is a really cool kind of a character to play, because you're thinking one thing and you're saying, I'm not like you guys, and so there's more meaning to that. But for challenging wise, it's like outside of that. It's like, you have to go into the studio. It might have been the Mugen Train, I believe it was actually. And so I'm like in traffic for like an hour to go to work, and then I go, is that so? And then they're like, all right, you're done.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
The most difficult part of the role was his rush hour traffic.
Yeah, sitting in traffic just to say,
Trying to keep
that so?
Really, you want to be like, is that so?
Yeah, it's like, come
on.
on.
Cut you off on the...
Honestly, LA traffic is the most difficult part of voiceover in Los Angeles. That's true.
Hell, going to Carl's Jr. is in Los Angeles.
It's a journey. Yeah.
In and out.
It's a half-day event.
In and out, and if there's a Chick-fil-A, forget it.
Oh my God.
The lines are insane.
Were you guys around Burbank when they installed the Raising Cane's?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was...
It shut down the city basically for like 3 days. It was, and I had never had Raising Cane's before that, so I was like, oh, obviously this is the greatest chicken in the world, right?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. But it's just so crazy. And stuff like that comes in. Like, how does Taco Bell feel? Like, oh, come on. It's like, we've been here forever with you guys.
Where's the loyalty?
They need to open up like a special like Taco Bell X or something.
Taco Bell X.
It's like something.
25.
It's all like cyberpunk when you go in.
Edgy and cool tacos.
Taco Extreme.
That's right. This is what the panel will be about now. Edgy tacos.
I have to admit, I was a little underwhelmed with In-N-Out. Tommy's Burgers, though. I will go to Tommy's every time I'm in Los Angeles or Vegas.
Tommy's over In-N-Out.
It's like
they put that chili on everything.
It's good.
It's just messier.
I know. I love it.
Well, I mean, you got
2 a.m.
animals
when you're
on,
driving
right?
hills,
Animals
yes.
on In-N-Outs.
In-N-Out's pretty. I like In-N-Out. I don't know. I actually like the fries too. I mean, McDonald's fries, I think, are the best.
Well, that's because it's like mostly not even.
I know.
At that point. It's like some sort of
I
chemical.
think they get like bathe it in sugar or something, and then they freeze it.
Some sort of drug.
Yeah,
It's
something.
sprinkled
I
on
don't know. That's why I just eat my McDonald's fries.
Got any more of those McDonald's fries?
Right. But they only last like as soon as you get them, if they're fresh. It's like 10 seconds. You got to go through those fries first. There's no you can't reheat fries really. If you have an air fryer, you can, but it can't. McDonald's don't.
I'm not ready to invest in that quality of fries like this in my life.
No, not at all. Oh yeah, Demon Slayer. Right.
Right.
Oh come on. I'm trying to get us back on track.
But that's my job. That's the problem. What's been the best thing to come out of this gig for each of you?
Best thing?
Yeah.
Aside from my wife who won't watch Demon Slayer anymore.
Is that the best thing?
Every time I tell her I'm gonna go work on Demon Slayer, she's like, oh, okay. Rengoku messed her up.
Oh man.
I don't know. Like, so I guess I gained a new fandom. That's the best thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I first heard that I was going to be playing this role, I was like, oh, cool. All the manga's out. I can just really deep dive and read the whole thing. And it started out with me just doing homework, but by Infinity Castle, I was like, what's gonna happen? And for those of you who have read the mangas and those of you who know what happens in Infinity Castle, I had to take several breaks throughout. Oh my god. So the best thing for me is I gained something else that I could really, really like sink my teeth into. It's been really, really fun to read all of it and be a part of it.
Right on.
Yes, piggybacking a bit off of that, certainly, all of the fans and people have come by to express their appreciation. It's always lovely. I think maybe the best is yet to come because, as I understand, the new movies, more stuff involving my character is I don't want to say too much. I don't even know
he's in it, yeah.
He's some stuff happens. So and I understand, I've talked to a lot of people about it who are very excited. And I'm very excited for those movies to come out.
It's gonna be awesome.
They're gonna involve demons,
Yes.
and they're gonna be slain.
Demons and or slaying will be involved in Infinity Castle.
Yeah, I think, I agree. Similar as what you guys said, but it's like when we go into something, it's, you don't know what it's gonna be necessarily. So you put all you got into this character, and then you're like, I hope it's as good as it feels right now. And so you just do it, and then you just kind of let it go, and then if it grows legs or whatnot, and then to be able to see it actually be a great series is like, oh yes, okay, good, because you don't know. There's like, we've worked on all kinds of stuff, and then you don't even, you hear nothing of it, and you have no idea until somebody comes up to your table and is like, hey, did you know that you're in this show? This happened to me the other day. I don't know if the person's in here. Brought a show called Number 24. I was talking to him.
I know exactly.
Did it happen to you too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
At least I didn't remember.
You remembered it?
I remembered the name, but I was like, sorry, what was my character's name?
Yeah, no, she had like printed out, sorry, I know I'm going on a tangent.
No.
Printed out this thing, and it was like, these characters, and it's like, hey, you're in this. I'm like, I don't recognize it. I don't think I'm in this. And she's like, no, it's Number 24. You're in this show. And I'm like, oh gosh, sorry. It must have been a small character. It's like, no, you're one of the main characters. I'm like, what? And then Polo had to play a clip, and I'm like, dang, that is me. I had to look it up, and I was like, oh my goodness, because then then you find out who's the studio, who's the director, then you can start piecing the puzzle together. It's like a mystery. Yeah. It's like, when did this happen?
I did this.
Right? Was this around COVID time? Yeah, so that happened. So it's nice to work on something and see that it actually is it's taken off. Because the animation on this one is great.
Oh, killer.
That was when I first saw the character, I was like, this looks good. So it's nice to see that you guys like it as well. And I actually looked up, sorry, I'm talking too much, but I was trying to research my character, which probably you guys did too, but I was researching my character, and I'm like, just let me look up a couple things. And then I saw the ending. And, and then I was like, dang it! And then I had to read through it. And I was like, well, I gotta know what happens now, or how it all goes down.
Infinity House is great.
So, good stuff. Well, guys, thank you so much for...
Is that it?
All right, thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you much for the Lady of Talents. It's an amazing series. Like I said, this fandom came out of left field. It really was one of those overnight Demon Slayer. What's that? It's just and then bam. It's just can't throw a rock at a convention hitting somebody in a checkered greenish black checkered
specifically.
Yeah, you
hitting you
specifically.
specifically.
So it's been a wonderful ride, and thank you all for joining it in the way you have. So now that's not my capricious curiosity. I'll jump on here and let's take some questions. Just remember, one question per person, questions to everybody, and no line readings.
No line readings.
That's for the table. That's your
I mean,
character.
I'll do the lines, but I'll do them as this guy. So, okay. Hey, I'm Hawkins. I'm walking here.
What if all of us just sounded like this for the movie? Without explanation, hey, we just don't Hey, we gotta slay these demons over here.
Yes. Water breathing. Hey, Ren Goku, you should become a demon or something. Come on here. You're killing me. Tanjiro.
Okay, what's your name? What's your question? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Morgan, and
Hi, Morgan.
are we just gonna do that the whole time? So my question is, demon slayers have to stay well fed, obviously, hard work. What is your favorite food item or dish shown in the show, like your personal favorite, or that you would want to try in real life?
Favorite? Mine would be noodles, yeah.
Noodles?
Of the ones that I've seen, yeah.
I've always wanted to eat the bentos that Rengoku was eating. Like, he sold it, you know what I mean? Like, the tasty scenes, I was like, okay, I'm down. Like, let's see what these bentos are about, bro.
Bentos are cool until you get that weird red thing, that red...
Oh, the little, like, pruny thing?
Yeah.
Right? It's okay.
You like that thing?
You just have to mix it with stuff.
Do you? Okay, you eat it?
I not by itself. You have to sort of eat it with the rice, right?
Yeah, I kind of throw it out.
Yeah. We throw it out.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go noodles as well.
Yeah.
Noodles? Yeah.
Noodles are good, man.
What's a food in the show you'd like to eat?
The rice balls.
Oh, the rice balls.
Yeah.
Rice balls are good.
Thank you. Raven starts off with. Awesome. Hi, what's your name?
Nikki,
My name
right?
is Miko, and my question is, would you rather be a demon or a demon slayer, and what would your blood demon or breathing style be? It doesn't have to be one from the show, it can be anything.
I'd be a demon slayer. And it would be water breathing.
I feel like it would kind of suck to be a demon though, because you can't be out during the day, right? Like that. Yeah. Oh, unless you're like unless you're like specialized or something like that. And then you have to like eat people, right? Like that kind of sucks, right? So I guess demon slayer. Yeah. I'll stick with the wind breathing. I think it looks cool.
I think I'm a bit too nice to be a demon.
Literally Mahito. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Mahito's the nicest. He's so well talking about. He's very conscientious. My breathing technique. I don't know. Is there like a tranquility breathing?
Tranquility? It's just regular breathing.
Inner peace breathing.
Zen breathing.
You know what? A warm sauna breathing.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Really
nice. Warm
relaxing,
sauna breathing.
yeah.
Heck yeah. It seems helpful.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Frankie, and you all said about reading the manga, so I want to know if you had a particular favorite arc of Demon Slayer.
It's Infinity Castle. 100%. No, seriously, like, I remember starting, I basically one-shot the entire thing, right? And I was having an amazing time, and by the end of Infinity Castle, I had, like, almost forgotten what else happened in the rest of the series. Like, now every time I think of Demon Slayer, I really only think of Infinity Castle. That's how, like, impactful it was, so, Infinity Castle.
I like the beginning and the end. That's when I'm in it.
Johnny's like, bullshit, my line.
I only read my lines in the script. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm water breathing over here, so.
Water breathing over here.
I gotta be honest. I have not read the manga. I know.
Son of a!
I know.
Mahito.
I was like all planning. I'm like, I'm gonna go into it blind, but now I'm second guessing whether that's gonna happen.
Cass is gonna bully you into
I know.
reading the
We'll see.
manga.
So, I know.
Do you have a favorite arc?
Easy. Entertainment District, hands
Entertainment
down.
District is good. Entertainment District is very good. Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Lexi, and this question is like kinda
like out of pocket, but what would your character do for a single cookie?
A single cookie?
What kind of cookie is it?
Chocolate chip.
Okay, classic. He would punch Tanjiro in the face. Stab Netsuko. She stabbed Netsuko for a cookie. Yeah, sure.
He would ask, well, do you want to trade? I can make you a donut in exchange for a cookie.
Damn. I'm gonna tell my wife.
Too soon?
I'm texting Marcy right now. You said that.
I don't know if Giyu would do anything for me.
You just look at it.
Yeah, you just look at it and go,
There you go. Fun question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
He's great.
I'm not offended by that.
I'm slightly offended.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Dawson. I was wondering, what was your favorite arc to film or watch within Demon Slayer?
So far, I mean, obviously Sanemi hasn't been into too much, but for watching purposes, definitely entertainment, so far. Entertainment arc has been so good. That will be quickly taken over by the Infinity Castle arc when it comes out in the movie theater.
I'm about to say,
Entertainment is good.
I mean, I guess biased, obviously, but I think it would have to be the Mugen Train. For obvious reasons.
Why?
I don't know, that's a good question.
There's a happy ending.
I can't quite figure it out.
I don't know. Maybe
Something about...
If you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
Fun question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Paul. Alright, so this is one for the Hashiras. Sorry, I can't have one for you. But between Mujiro, Giyu, and Sanami during the Hashira training arc towards the end where they all had that training battle, if it was a real battle, who would win?
It was Stone Hashira, right? It was...
The three that was at
the three. Okay, gotcha. If it was real, I don't know.
Yeah, right, exactly. What are you gonna say?
And as the outsider in this, if you got an idea who could...
If you were gonna jump into this
fight.
Yeah, man. How mad is Sanemi that day?
That's good.
Like on a level of 1 to, I don't know, mad.
Mad. All
Mad?
out.
Really mad? Like really mad?
All
Then he's
out.
gonna lose because when you're mad you can't fight that well, right? It's like yeah, Sanemi's out, bro. He needs a therapist right away.
I feel like Giyu would do well, but it depends on the writers.
Which one's more dramatic?
Right. He might be overly dramatic about it, though. He doesn't feel like he deserves his place. So.
If he wins monologuing in his head.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We'll go with Guy.
Who do you think will win? Oh, Sanami easily.
Yeah?
Get out of here.
Hey, what's your name?
Hope.
Hello.
And out of the whole Demon Slayer, who's your favorite character?
Ooh. Yeah, my favorite character. I kind of like, and this is going to sound like weird, but I really actually like Muzan because he's voiced by Greg Chun, and I really enjoy Greg Chun. He's like a good friend of mine. You may have heard his work in such titles as Squid Game as the primary character, right? Or those of you who play Yakuza, he's Nanba, right? So he's like a good friend of mine, and I really like the Michael Jackson vibe into the character.
So I've really grown attached to Giyu. So if Giyu if I can't choose him, I'd maybe go with Nezuko.
Yeah. Tiny little girl that I stabbed.
And kicks demons' heads off.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Pretty awesome.
I don't care if it's biased. I'm saying Akaza.
Oh wait, I do the train in Mugen Train, the lead character of Mugen Train, the actual train itself.
Oh, the train, yes.
Such an important role,
Yeah, I love its body of work.
Yeah.
It was in Final Fantasy VI as well.
Yeah.
It's such a
crazy range.
Yeah, exactly.
Really drove the story.
Yeah.
Literally.
Polar Express as well, right?
Oh my God, dude! What a crazy resume this train has had.
Call him the Gary Oldman of trains.
Yeah.
So-
One day I want to grow up to be like that train, man. We need to get in touch with that train's agent, honestly.
Yeah, we should.
Person knows what he's doing.
Who is your favorite?
Nezuko.
Nezuko.
Hey.
Thank you. All right.
Speaking of,
Hey, what's your name?
Catherine,
What you got?
what were your favorite scenes as your roles, as your characters? Like, favorite scenes?
there's one where we actually had to change the line because they wouldn't let me cuss. I know. Sodomy's a big cusser in the manga, so and the company is very like ooh, maybe cuss as little as possible, right? So there's the one where he's like, I haven't accepted you to Tanjiro, right? And Tanjiro's like, well, I haven't accepted you either. You stabbed my sister, right? Like that scene. And I think what we ended up going with is you've got a lot of nerve, right? Originally it was supposed to be, you little shit. You know what I mean? But they wouldn't let us do it, so I was like, I know.
I mean, that whole ending, fight sequence in Mugen Train, it's hard, like, it's almost, if I can count that whole fight sequence as one scene, that would certainly be it. But I don't know, there's so many great moments. I mean, when, sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but when so-and-so dies, I like how Akaza is pleading, please, become a demon, so that we can continue fighting with each other. The dichotomy of the.
It's been that long enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you haven't seen, come on, what are you doing? But I just love the dichotomy of his desperation and that emotional vulnerability, coupled with the fact that he did just kill, deal the finishing blow pretty much. Yeah, I like that.
I would go with, it feels like two. Like when Gyu, his first interaction with Tanjiro and Nezuko, I thought was really cool. But I do feel like the moment where he comes back in with Spider Family, Rui, and he's like, leave the rest to me. That moment was like, oh, this guy's cool. Like you got to see him cool in the beginning, but then that was a moment where I was like, yes! And I was excited, and that's when I was like doing extra research and found out the ending. And then I was like, wait, he's not around anymore for a while? And that's when I found out I was gonna be benched. It's all right though, we're almost there. They're about to put me back in.
There you go. Great question, thank you. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Wesley. So I know the three of you have been involved in obviously a lot of different things, and I know two of you have been in Jujutsu Kaisen. I believe all three of you have been involved in Fate at some point. So what's it like just being with the same people across different animes?
It's crazy, we don't even always know.
Yeah, we find out afterwards.
Like I found out this weekend that he's in the show. He's like, hey, we got a panel. I was like, wait, what?
You're in Demon Slayer?
Who are you in Demon Slayer? We're not like side by side. It's unless it's like prelay or original animation, we might have the chance to be next to each other. But with the anime or video games, we just go in and we're usually solo, and unless you have that other person, you can hear like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Usually I find out when, people mass tag us on Twitter or something like that. It's like, oh, the cast of so-and-so. I'm like, oh, they're in it, cool. But, there are like, these two have been at it a while, and Johnny is like a legendary performer, in voiceover. So I know that whenever, we're in a scene together or we're in a project together, if we are sharing a scene, I'll be taken care of because he's going to be, bar none excellent. So it's nice to have that reassurance when you're working with people who you have worked with over and over again, who know what they're doing. It's like, oh, no, we don't have to worry about this scene. Lucien's in and Johnny's in it. That's nice.
That's true. It is true when you do find out and you're like, oh, there's that extra level of confidence that like, oh, this has a better shot at getting through, Yeah, anytime you show up and it's like all new names, you're like, who is this person?
Oh, they're an influencer.
It's really in the shows is when they really get a chance to, in panels like this, they get a chance to commensurate.
This is it, yeah. Or if we're at a con and we're signing stuff, and I'm like, oh, I recognize Keiji's signature on this. Oh, that's what he plays. Or we're walking down the hall, and hey, Gojo. It's like, hey, you must be Gojo.
Good question. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Drew. I have one question that I don't know if I can ask it, so I have a substitute question. What are your thoughts on the character Yurichi?
Think what? I'm so sorry.
What are your thoughts on the character Yurichi, the original Sun Breather?
Yurichi. Okay, wait. I don't know if that's is it a spoiler to talk about?
I don't know who that is.
I'd bail you out if I could.
Tell you what, ask him that at the table.
We have
Give a chance to think
positive
about that,
feelings
yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
A character that exists.
Hey, what's your name?
Samuel.
What you got?
So my question is, what's your favorite dipping sauce for chicken nuggets?
Oh, I have a lot of answers.
Where are we talking about? Are we at McDonald's? Are we at Chick-fil-A?
Just wherever.
Different nuggies require different sauces.
That is true. Like if we're at McDonald's, I go sweet and sour. Right?
I do the honey mustard actually. The honey mustard is good.
What about Chick-fil-A? I do house.
Chick-fil-A is rough because like this is gonna sound crazy, but I kind of like the Chick-fil-A nuggies.
These
by
are good
themselves.
answers. These are all very good
Like,
answers.
I kind of like just the Chick-fil-A nuggies. Like honestly,
You just plain?
I think the plain for the Chick-fil-A.
You raw
nuggies.
dog the,
I know I raw dog the Chick-fil-A nuggies. Yeah. Strange thing to say. Lucien, do you have a preferred method of dipping for your nuggies?
Oh, like a sweet barbecue sauce.
Sweet barbecue sauce?
Sweet barbecue.
That generally, yeah. I just feel like the sweet, like it's almost like depends on what kind of nuggies you have. And sometimes it's like sweet on sweet, you know, like some
Right,
nuggies
too
are really
sweet.
good.
I have a big sweet tooth,
Yeah.
so I'm like, pile on the sweets. So
I'm old school for McDonald's McNuggets.
You're gonna go barbecue?
No, I use the honey.
The honey mustard, right?
No, that's not honey.
Oh, just honey.
Just
honey.
That was originally one of the sauces they came out with.
What
It was
are
not
you
the honey
saying,
mustard. They had,
weirdo?
and they, yeah. No.
Okay.
But
Look, I get it if you're like at Popeyes and you got a biscuit and you can put butter and honey.
But
That's
I
good.
asked for the sweet and sour for my double quarter pounder with cheese.
Wait, do you-
and I put the sweet and
What?
sour on my double quarter
Wait,
pounder
hold
with
on.
cheese.
What is this?
Hold on. So you just go.
remove this gentleman. This
Well, I just need this explained, right? So you go home, you have your nuggies, right, and then you open up your own jar of honey.
No, they give it to you.
Okay.
They give you a little packet.
All right. I never asked for that.
Yeah, that's why I say honey, not the honey mustard honey. Yes.
Our food answers
Do
are
they-
so layered
do they
and complex versus our Demon Slayer.
Is that what the honey's for?
Yeah, I think they just have it miscellaneous.
something else.
It was one of the original 4 sauces. It was like there was honey, it was barbecue, it was sweet and sour, and I think it was just mustard.
Ranch. They
I've
had
never
ranch in
encountered honey yet. I'm gonna ask for it now.
And then, and if we have any Rick and Morty fans in here, I'm sure they'd say the Szechuan sweet and sour.
Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, let's not go into those riots. So, anyway, what? Oh, she's gone. Okay, hi. What's your name?
My name is Jennifer, and there's a TikToker, Cat Pat Mosh, that does awesome skits from the Demon Slayer. And she posted a video recently about what tattoos that the Hashira and demons would pick for themselves. So I want to know, from your perspective, what characters that you play, what tattoo would they choose for themselves?
Sorry, this candy is really sour.
It says sour punch. So.
Yeah, I didn't read it before I ate it.
I think you'd go with some like waves. Like a
Some
wavy-
waves.
Huh? Oh. Well, I guess. Jeez.
I feel like
It's like the year.
I feel like Sonomy, like he wears that really cool kanji on his back, the kill all demons kanji. That would be a really sick tattoo, right? Otherwise, he get like a red bean mochi, you know, that'd be. Or like a really ugly version of Tanjiro's face. I
I mean, doesn't Akaza kind of already have?
He's got like a quite established collection of tattoos.
I don't know what else he would do. You know,
Just like a tiny smiley face.
Right. Yeah, like
A little butterfly.
Yeah.
On the back.
yeah, I don't know. So,
Just a little tiny.
Very fun one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Hello, how you doing? I'm Deandra, and I was wondering, for your characters, what demon do you think they would choose to be if they had to be?
Like what kind of demon?
Or like what? Just what, or already, demons that are already in the show as well.
I don't know, man. Sodomy would be. What? That would be really funny if, like, you know, he's like a really angry dude. He would be like the most zen, like relaxed demon ever. He's like, oh, this is nice.
Oh, the opposite. That's
just like a really chill demon. It's like, hey, man, you know, we don't have to fight.
Is there a really dry demon?
A really dry demon? Just need some moisturization.
It's constantly moisturizing.
Hey, man, you got some lotion? That'd be a weird Demon Slayer story.
I definitely would want to be that demon.
Moisturizer demon. Yeah, what other kind of demon would you be, Lucien?
What other? Yeah, I was trying to even flip around.
You have to be.
So if he.
Oh yeah, actually, What if you be Usher?
Person. I mean, which I guess we get a little glimpse into maybe what that would be like, but if you were a human,
I feel like he'd be like a Bruce Lee fan.
Yeah.
Like so much martial arts.
Exactly. Yeah, because he's always. It's true. And in that scene, you know, he's always about talking to Rengoku about we could train together, and a martial artist like you really attain your potential. So yeah, I feel like he would be like someone who'd be just like devout, like in the dojo all the time.
Oh my God, he would be like the most obnoxious MMA fan. You know what I mean? He would know individual stats of each fighter, and then he would talk your ear off about it. And you're like, okay, yeah.
His closet, nothing but shirts to say tap out.
I feel like maybe he would be one of those like obnoxious gym bros. He's like, I'm all about those games, man.
That's right. Gets a tattoo that says Muzan didn't tap.
Oh, fun one. Thank you.
Muzan didn't tap.
Hey, what's your name?
Travis.
What you got?
So, only the last year or so I've gotten into anime. My wonderful daughter got me into it. I grew up watching American comics.
She's sinking into her seat right now. I can see it all. And you've been thrown under the bus, my friend. We see you.
So I've always noticed that the character reflects the voice actor a lot of times when you notice that.
Uh-oh.
So how is it when you come into an established anime, how do you stay true to yourself? How do you become that character, staying true to the character and put your own spin on it?
Yeah. Kind of do that. I think we do that's exactly what we do, is we become that character. I guess there's different ways of approaching it. Sometimes you walk in and it's like, this is me. I can be this person instantly. Like with me and Ichigo, I'm like, I can do that. That's me. But sometimes, a little more stoic, so you remove different things from your character, like you're not as emotional or whatever, so you limit certain things in your repertoire or whatever. So you just kind of go with the thing that you find the heart of that character, and then you almost amplify that bit, just enough so that it resonates when the audience is listening. It's like, that guy's stoic samurai guy.
Stoic samurai. Yeah, it's I feel like our job as actors, right, is to make you feel what you're supposed to feel at any given time that you're supposed to feel it. We're all these weird social animals, right? We all have that little part in our brain that can really tell when someone's going through something for real. We've all had that experience. Your friend's really happy, so you're happy with them. Your friend's sad and crying, so you feel like you're sad and crying. There is that aspect of acting where it's almost like taking that little bit, putting it on the screen, and as long as you put something real from within yourself into these characters, within the context of their world, it just makes them like that extra relatable, It's like the difference between hearing someone just read a line and experiencing and living the line and believing that they're going through it. So if we've done our jobs right, if you've cried at the end of Mugen Train, and they did a terrific job, right? So that's an example of actors really doing their jobs. So we try to replicate that in every role that we do.
I was trained in the Meisner technique, which I always liked the phrase that they used to describe acting, which is acting is living truthfully within imaginary circumstances. And I mean, we all, we were all kids, right? Right? I think so. We were all at one point. Maybe not Johnny.
Skipped it.
Yeah.
Johnny emerged from the womb fully grown.
Hello, world. Hey, Mom.
Well, besides Johnny, perhaps, but we were all kids at one point, and so we all played pretend or whatever. And we sometimes we'd play the heroes, and sometimes we'd be the robbers, sometimes we'd be the cops or the good guys or whatever. So it's just an extension of that, but you take it a little bit more seriously. And yeah, I guess there's a way I like to describe, as far as dialing into those emotions. I like to call it having a certain a sympathetic resonance with that emotion. If you've lived a long enough life and you know what you've gone through different emotions. For example, for Akaza, the thing that I really focus in on is that. Yes, he he does bad things and he kills people, but really the thing that
just gloss over that
emanates,
part.
yeah, that's there. I guess that's a little sussy, perhaps. A little sussy baka. But the thing that I actually sort of really try to dial into is almost childlike sort of whimsy and glee in when he's fighting and he's having a great time. And so, that's, pretty easy to recall, what is that kind of feeling of having fun? And you just sort of try to recall, that feeling and channel that. So
I would like to add to that. I make fun of method all the time because it's just funny, but emotional recall as a tool is actually really useful. I always say that if we all, were to magically live forever, right? If humans didn't have an end to their lifespan, if you want to become an actor, I would say you should be sent out into the world for 20, 40 years at a time, experience life, live life, fall in love, have your heart broken, be angry, be happy, joyful, all of those emotions, and you should document each and every instance of them, because as an actor, each and every one of those is a tool that you could pull out at any given time to really make the audience feel you at that moment of your life, Is it the most mentally healthy technique? Maybe not, but it's very useful. So, when an actor goes through a terrible traumatic experience, most people will just try to shove it away and not think about it, right? Whereas
dwell in it.
Yeah, right? An actor's like, oh, this is gonna be so useful later.
Dude, one for you and one for your daughter that got you into this. Okay, we got a few minutes left, and we'll be able to get through this. What's your name? What's your question?
Ash, and my question is, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Gengar, he's my guy. I love Gengar. Just trolly little round friend. So I was part of that first generation of kids who grew up playing the Game Boy on the school bus, right? And remember the link cable we used to have for those, right? In my head, as a child, that was like the apex of the gaming arts right there. Because we didn't have websites to tell us how to evolve this stuff. So one day, a friend traded me a Haunter, and it grew up on my screen. I was like, this is it. This is the future. So Gengar for sure.
It's super basic, but I'm going to say Pikachu. Maybe.
Pikachu?
Yeah.
Pikachu.
80% of that is probably due to Ikui Otani. Is just cute.
Actually, it's cute. It's really cute.
Eevee. Hey, that's right. I was right. He would probably do Squirtle, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
What's yours?
Lucario.
Lucario. Excellent choice.
No one ever says Psyduck.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's your name?
Phoenix.
What do you have?
Out of all the Demon Slayer characters, which one do you guys dislike the most?
Dislike? Holy. Oh. That's a power move question. Okay.
I'm going to speak for my wife, your character, Lucien. Sorry.
I don't dislike any of them. I kind of feel like, it's all part of it,
What about Michael Jackson?
Yeah, but, I don't, the character's important, though.
That's true.
It's like, I guess my character doesn't like him. Gyu doesn't like him. But I like him.
what character did you dislike the most?
Probably open eye.
Open eye. That kid hates snakes, bro.
You don't like snakes?
That's a valid answer, though. Valid answer. Yeah. Some snakes are poisonous, so I get it.
You know what? You stumped him here. You got a couple more. There you go. All right. You go on. All right, boss, bring us home. What's your name?
PJ.
What you got?
I don't know if you covered this, but if you can't answer it, it's okay. Did you like the ending of Demon Slayer? Of the manga? If you read it.
So obviously we're going to try to not spoil anything for those who have not enjoyed the ending of Demon Slayer. I liked it. I thought it was, I think it was a very satisfying conclusion. You know, I liked the little thing that happened after the ending, right? That was a lot of fun. It was cute. You know, I liked it. You know.
I loved it.
So good.
Everything I know about the ending, I loved it.
A masterpiece.
Yes, I haven't read it. I am totally fine with the ending. Yeah.
It's hard to talk about without spoiling it.
I and you are totally fine.
We're tiptoeing around and everything else. Well, thank you very much for joining this panel on Los Angeles fast food. When you were in Los Angeles, we hope we have given you several ideas.
Yeah, who's craving some nuggets right now?
Lance, before we go, what's on any upcoming projects on your dockets you're allowed to share?
Yes, Devil May Cry.
Yeah!
April 3rd on Netflix. Please tune in.
Apothecary Diaries is still happening right now. Season 2, right? Obviously, Infinity Castle's right around the corner. That's going to be excellent. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to those.
I think they announced more Tokyo Revengers, the dub of Tokyo Revengers.
That's right.
I think that's about all I can say.
That's at some point, maybe towards the end of the year, a new Jujutsu Kaisen season, right?
Something like that. One final question. Would you like to take a picture with this wonderful audience?
I'd love to.
You guys want to? Come up towards the stage.
John's leaving
the stage. Towards the stage.